Ready to open the hood? Usetool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app.
You can find the bulk brake fluid used in the video under the link in the description. Turn your engine off. Pull up the handbrake. Pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. You should now be able to see the brake fuel liquid reservoir on your vehicle. Open the brake fluid reservoir. If you are completely draining the brake liquid circuit, you will have to start by draining the used liquid with the help of a pump. Then, fill the reservoir with new liquid to the maximum level. You can find the bulk type of brake fluid recommended for your vehicle under the link in the description. When you drain the brake liquid circuit, there is an order that has to be followed. On this vehicle, the order is as follows: front wheel driver's side, front wheel passenger side, back wheel driver's side, back wheel passenger side. You have to successively lever each part of your vehicle. Then remove each wheel to be able to access the drain point. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Lift the front of the vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our tutorial, raising your Clio 5 safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. To bleed the brake fluid on your vehicle, you need to remove the wheels to gain full access. Don't forget to slide the wheels under the vehicle. Before starting, release the handbrake. Remember to protect the floor by placing a fluid collection tray. Turn the disc outwards. This will facilitate the process. Once the wheel has been removed, the drain point is located on the brake caliper. Start by removing the cap.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
Using a wire brush, clean the drain before applying penetrating oil to ensure that you don't break the drain if it is rusted. There are several tools for bleeding brake fluid: a spanner, a plastic tube, and a canister may be enough. The front bleeder valves are unscrewed using a 10mm spanner. Depending on your tools, connect a tube to the bleeder valve on your wrench or caliper. Next, simply ask someone to gently depress the brake pedal. Open the bleeder valve to let the brake fluid escape. Then close before air returns to the system. The assistant must then release the brake pedal. Then depress it again. Now you need to reopen the bleeder valve and close it before air returns to the system. Repeat this operation until there is no more air in the system and the brake fluid is clean. Remember to add brake fluid to the brake fluid reservoir regularly. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Remember to clean the bleeder valve with brake cleaner to remove all traces of brake fluid. Then put the bleed cap back on. Then you can put the wheel back on your vehicle and put it back on the ground. For the rear bleeder valves, repeat the operation using an 8mm spanner. You can also use brake bleed wrenches connected to a tube equipped with an anti-return system, which prevents air from returning to the system. Once the bleeder valve is open, simply pump on the brake pedal gently to bleed the air from the system and replace old with new fluid. Regardless of the tool you use, it is important to regularly add brake fluid to the brake fluid reservoir to prevent air from entering the master cylinder. Once the system has been bled, when clear, bubble-free liquid flows, all you need to do is close the bleeder valve and disconnect the tool. Remember to clean the bleeder valve with brake cleaner to remove all traces of brake fluid. Then put the bleed cap back on. Then you can put the wheel back on your vehicle and put it back on the ground. Once all 4 wheels have been bled, fill the reservoir with new fluid to the maximum level. Once bleeding is complete, make sure your brakes are working properly. The brake pedal should feel hard when pumped, without being spongy. Please note, if you have any doubts about the effectiveness of your braking system, do not use the vehicle. On models equipped with ABS, air may be trapped in the hydraulic control unit of the anti-lock braking system. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from Usetool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.